Do you think Rodgers will finish his career as a Packer?
Molly, I'm going to say he does finish his career as a Packer, but I'm not saying it with my chest like I did earlier this week. I've gone back and forth on this whole thing with Aaron Rodgers because it just feels like with every day we get new information that changes my opinion on it. Like yesterday, you heard Adam Schefter say the NFL was intentional in terms of scheduling the Packers' primetime games because they've been doing some calling around as well. And from their perspective, this is up in the air whether or not Aaron Rodgers is going to report for work for the Green Bay Packers this fall. Then you couple that with the news that they did sign Blake Bortles yesterday. Blake Bortles is more than just a camp arm. I'm not going to sit here and say that Blake Bortles is going to be the starting quarterback and lead the Packers to the playoffs, but Blake Bortles is at least a competent quarterback that can share the quarterback room with Jordan Love. So, I mean, there's a lot of information that would point toward Aaron Rodgers potentially not coming back with the Packers. But here's why I land on him coming back. It's because when you look at all the potential destinations that Aaron Rodgers could be traded to, the best team that gives him a chance to compete for a championship is the Green Bay Packers. If he gets traded to the AFC, you look at that conference, it's flush with quarterbacks, it's flush with teams that are up and coming that are going to contend for a championship. You got the Chiefs, you got the Browns, you got the Buffalo Bills. There are a lot of good teams in that conference. When you look at the NFC, I mean, the Packers would be on the short list of teams that you would call true title contenders with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Los Angeles Rams. So for that reason, I feel like Aaron lands back with the Packers just because he understands that's the team that gives him the best chance at a chip.
Go ahead, Louis.
Look, I don't think Aaron – I'm just going to say, I don't think Aaron finishes his career with the Green Bay Packers. I think he's going to – I think this year – I think he plays for Green Bay. I think they'll figure out a way in order to appease him monetarily in order for them to maybe get one more year out of it. But I don't think – look, the plan – and it was okay. I'm okay with the plan that they had as far as drafting his successor and planning for the future. That's what Brian Gutekunst is supposed to do. That's what every general manager is supposed to do. So I never had an issue with that plan. It's just the manner in which the plan was carried out. And as soon as you lose awareness as a front office executive and as a principal decision maker, as soon as you lose awareness as to the power that players have and the leverage that they have to demand different treatment, then the quicker you are going to be on the street and or occupying a lower level position in a front office again, because you're going to kind of lose control of your football team and lose sight of what's really important in terms of team building. And that is, as Mike Holmgren alluded to, making sure that your superstars are happy. And that's the mistake that they made. The mistake was not drafting Jordan Love. The mistake is not telling your Hall of Fame quarterback that this is what the plan is. You understand how this business works. It worked for you that way when we drafted you and Brett was still here. We're giving you the respect of letting you know that, look, we're not trying to ship you out the door right now, but we have to plan for the future. We don't know what your future holds as far as, how many more years you can play because we're in uncharted territory. And I know everyone's saying, well, look at what Tom's doing. Quarterbacks can play till they're 55, 60, 70 years old now. But we can't take that chance. That would be irresponsible on our part. That's what they needed to do, and they didn't do it, and that's why they're in the position that they are now. But I do think he will play somewhere else. It's just a matter of when and how that happens. But I don't think he's going to finish his career in Green Bay because that's not what they intended, and I'm okay with that. It's just the way in which they're going to arrive at that.
I do think he's going to finish his career in Green Bay now, and I'm with Chris. I go back and forth, but at this moment, I do think. And, Chris, it's something you said the other day. The fact is Rodgers didn't like the fact that the end of his tenure at Green Bay was being dictated by the team. He said, nope, I'm going to dictate this. But now think about it, guys. You never thought Montana or Brett Favre would go somewhere else, right? You heard Coach say that?
Peyton Manning.
I'm getting to all that. Joe Montana, there was Steve Young waiting in the wings. Brett Favre, there was Aaron Rodgers waiting in the wings. Hall of Famer waiting in the wings. And you knew at the time the team thought very highly of them. Peyton Manning was coming off injury. They drafted Andrew Luck, the #1 draft pick like ever, right? And maybe if he kept playing, he could have made the Hall of Fame one day. He was really good. They had those guys. And so they wound up on other teams. Tom Brady, what was it? They didn't give him the bag. He said, give me the bag. And Belichick said, no, come on. You know how we do this. You're too old. You're not going to earn the money over those horizons. Because the size of the guarantee in the NFL depends on how many more years that you think they could be really good. That's why running backs don't get paid after their rookie deal. They go, you got 2 or 3 years left. Here's a $30 million. How much do you want us to guarantee? You're not going to be great till you're 35, right? But here's the thing with Rodgers now. I always thought it was more about business than even he realized. People who talked to Aaron Rodgers thought, oh, he's out of there. But I always thought, and I haven't spoken to him, I always thought he doesn't even realize how much of this is about business. As an employee, when the employer puts a number on you, it feels personal. Never mind the way they went about it, which, as Lewis detailed, was all backwards. It was bass-ackwards, as they say. But now what happened? What are we hearing now? The Packers are trying to make Aaron Rodgers the biggest guarantee in the history of football to keep playing quarterback. The most guaranteed money, which is what I've been saying all along, would be the second step. The first step is hat in hand. We're sorry, we messed up. We want your input. And now, here's the bag. But what does the bag mean? You know what that means? You got to guarantee money for 4 more years. That means they don't believe in Jordan Love. They look at Jordan Love and say, nope, that's not Aaron Rodgers. That's not Steve Young. That's not Andrew Luck. We can't move on from Aaron Rodgers. And at the end of that contract, if Rodgers is 40, 41 years old, he has other interests. I don't think he wants to play until they rip the uniform off him. I think he'll decide how long he plays, and I think he will sign the contract they offer him, and that'll be the last one he signs.
Yeah, if it winds up playing out that way, Max, then there's going to be some people in Green Bay who are going to be looking for new jobs. And they should be looking for new jobs, because if you wound up moving up to draft the heir apparent, you haven't seen him play yet at all. And then you wind up taking, pulling a, flipping the switch, or rather just kind of like flipping over in terms of what you thought of what Jordan Love could possibly be, and then going, you know what, maybe you aren't the guy. And Aaron, you know what, maybe we were wrong in terms of trying to plan for the future, and maybe you're going to be a lot better moving forward than what we thought you were going to be. And now we're going to go ahead and pay you the richest guarantee, or the greatest guarantee in the history of football, regardless of position. Then I'll tell you this, maybe you shouldn't be in position to be making those decisions. And that goes for Brian Gutekunst, that goes for Mark Murphy, that goes for the entire decision-making structure up there in Green Bay.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.